Businesses that depend on cross-border traffic say the surge of migrants there could affect what you pay for the products that you use in your life.
KGUN 9's Craig Smith reports from the border on how shifting federal resources to manage migrants could affect the local economy.
We're in Nogales at the Mariposa port of entry just north of the Mexico border, and you are watching a bit of your economy move back and forth across the border right here. There has been a consequence here of the migrant surge because there are fewer inspectors to help cargo and people move legally across this border. That has an effect on the products you buy. There has been such a surge of migrants crossing the border and asking for asylum that the Department of Homeland Security has diverted a share of port inspectors to help Border Patrol manage the migrants. That reduced the number of inspectors available for their usual work, the critical job of inspecting cargo and cars crossing at legal ports of entry. Businesses that depend on fast-flowing cargo say that has led to scenes like this. This is video a business organization called Index Nogales shot in Mexico, showing very long lines waiting to cross. Index Nogales represents factories in Mexico that receive parts from the U.S., assemble them into finished products, and ship them back to Arizona. Josh Rubin manages 38 of those factories. He expects delays to raise transportation costs and the purchase price for products that range from medical devices to hardware that would go into your house. And he says long lines make Mexican tourists less likely to come here to spend their money in Arizona stores.
The U of A did a study in 2018 or 2019 that estimated around $9 million is what the Mexican nationals spend a day in Arizona. Well, those are the type of impacts that we start to suffer with when we see longer lines. People would prefer to just stay and keep their money in Mexico.
Jaime Chamberlain's business brings in the fruits and vegetables that wind up on your table. He says the cost of that food could rise because of delays. He says supply could drop and prices could rise if farmers decide to plant less because it's harder to get their produce to market.
So we're going in and ramping up with our season, but we're doing this with the uncertainty if we're going to have the adequate services at the ports of entry of which we deserve as consumers and as users of our port of entry every single day. That's one of the responsibilities of our federal government.
Chamberlain also worries about broader port issues as the chair of the Greater Nogales Port Authority. He says fewer inspectors could raise drug dangers too, as smugglers see a better chance to slip in their loads undetected. In Nogales, at the Mariposa Port of Entry, Craig Smith, KGUN 9.